I'd like to add something to my previous podcast. It seems to me that almost all of conservative ideology can be boiled down to the Protestant work ethic, the idea that working really hard and being very disciplined are the moral way to live. And that gets God's favor. And on the other hand, not working really hard means that you do not deserve to survive. And it's almost morally wrong to help you out or to help those people out if they are not working very hard. On the other hand, there's also a belief that certain people are God's elect, that wealth is a sign of moral virtue and a sign of God's favor. And this is why so often conservatives are against anything that would help those who do not have money and are in favor of all kinds of tax breaks and subsidies for those who do have money. It's a basic religious view that sin deserves punishment and moral virtue deserves support. Of course, in actual practice, things are not quite so simple. And if wages are $8 an hour and apartments are $1,200, that's a difficult situation. And conservatives will acknowledge this, but in actual practice, they are more concerned that undeserving people may not receive support than that people survive. On the other hand, if one looks at a lot of the wealthy elites, one will see that they very often inherited the money or came into their great wealth through exploiting others, but this is not taken into account, and ultimately it's a very simple view, a religious view. And that's why so often people who do not understand this are confused by the apparent contradiction. How can you be against food stamps but for corporate subsidies? Well, it's essentially not a political view. It's not an economic view. It's a religious and moral view. And obviously, that becomes very complicated. That is not something that can be argued or reasoned with. In actual practice, conservatives hate poor people, or at least poor people who do not work hard, and they love the wealthy because they see those people as God's elect, and wealth is a sign of God's favor. How this can change, I don't know. But I think it does explain a lot.